G'day everyone, welcome to the channel. If we haven't met before, my name is Sam, and as always, I'm super stoked to be a yoga teacher for today. Now, when I came in with the intention to film today, I started moving through just some warm-up stretches that I like to do before I get into my yoga practice. And the flow that I started to move through, at first I had no intention of filming. I actually had all these other grand ideas when I first came in today, but as I was moving through these stretches, I started to feel really good, and I thought, if this feels good for me, then surely it'll feel good for others as well. So this is a flow aimed at making you feel good in the morning. So common areas of tightness you may feel in the morning, of course, the hamstrings, but for me personally, it's the feet, the neck, the hip flexors, and the side body. So we're going to move through this feel-good yoga flow aimed at making you feel good as soon as you get out of bed in the morning to give you a jump start for the rest of your day. You won't need any props, just you and your mat. As always, when you're ready, we'll get right into it. So we're going to start this morning's practice in a toe sit. So sitting back on the heels, tucking the toes under, including the pinky toe. So you may need to use your fingers there. Now, if you've practiced with me before, we do this pose quite a lot, but I feel it's so important, especially in the morning. You spend majority of your time on your feet, so it's best to get connected to that sense of grounding the feet. So once you find a comfortable seat, just let your eyes close down. The morning is such a great time to connect to your breath as well. You haven't had the weight of the day weigh you down just yet. So there's a little more chance that your mind is clear and you're able to focus a little more on the breath. Just deep inhales through your nose and gentle exhales out the nose as well. One last breath here. And then from this space, we'll blink the eyes open. Take your fingertips down to the earth and see if you can just lean back to lift the knees off the floor. So we're getting a stronger flexion through the lumbar portion of your spine here. You can walk your arms forward, allow a little more rounding through the back, and if it's available, see if those heels can rest onto the floor. So depending on your ankle flexibility, you may be up here with the heels still lifted. That's completely fine. You're just finding your own range. You're just exploring where the body can go right now. If the heels are flat, see if you can drop the chin to the chest for the moment. Just move the neck from side to side. A little bit of freedom through the back of the neck. And then coming down onto hands and knees, just for a moment. Spinning the fingers so they face back towards your thighs, leaning back slightly so your shoulders move behind the line of your wrists. So we're just finding a gentle wrist stretch. If you want a more comprehensive wrist warm-up, I'll put the link to the video and also in the top of my wrist warm-up for the yoga practice video. But this is more of just a light stretch. I'll take the back of the hands down. Again, you can lean back a little more if you have more space, or you keep the shoulders over the wrists if you want to keep it nice and light. Give the fingers a chance just to close and open here, a little bit of a wiggle. And then we'll untuck the toes, sit the hips back on top of the heels, using your fingertips for support, leaning back, just lifting that right knee off the mat, not too high, just getting that opposing stretch through the shin, front of the ankle, top of the foot. And lower that right and down, lift the left. Nice one. Coming on to hands and knees here, setting those hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. From here, use your inhale, take the right knee to tap the back of the right arm. Then exhale to extend the right leg back behind you. We're going to drop that right heel down so the toes face towards the right-hand side of the room, then push through the left hand, reach the right arm up towards the sky. If you need a little more help with your balance, just shuffle that left foot, kick it back a little, give yourself some more surface area to ground out. I practiced a friend of mine's yoga class yesterday, Ari, and I borrowed this little piece off him. Felt so good in my body, so hopefully it feels good in yours as well. We're going to ground down through the feet here. If you can, push down into that left shin, into that right foot. See if you can lift your torso. Spread the arms out nice and wide. And then really ground down through the sole of that right foot. Take your right hand just to the outside of the right thigh. Reach your left arm up and overhead. So as you move that left arm over towards the right hand side, you'll start to feel a deeper stretch through the left side of your torso. So flex into your right thigh here, pull your navel in. See if you can spin your gaze under your left armpit. Take a full breath into that left side. And then exhale to circle those hands back down. We'll come to all fours. Left hand grounds, followed by the right. Then take the knees back to where we started. Just one round of cow-cat to rinse out between sides. So soften your belly, pull your chest forward, lift your gaze. Exhale, chin to chest, push to round, curl the tailbone under. And then coming back to neutral spine. Inhale, left knee will tap the back of the left arm. Exhale, extend the left leg back behind you. And soften the left foot down, toes face the left-hand side of the room, push through that right hand, reach the left arm up. So we're just trying to gently press the pelvis forwards here to get a little opening through that inner right thigh. Again, if you need more support, just kicking that right shin back a fraction to give you some more surface area, a little more sense of balance there. Spreading apart the shoulder blades as that left arm reaches up. And then preparing our legs. Finding that sense of grounding. See if we can push through the sole of the left foot and the right shin. Come on up. Arms spread out nice and wide. Find your balance. You may need to kick that right shin back a little more. Then left hand to the outside of the left leg. Right arm will reach up and overhead. You look underneath that right armpit. You can close your eyes here. Just feel your way into the right side. You move as much or as little as you need to. Remember, this is your practice. It's your morning. Take an in-breath. And then exhale, we'll circle the hands back down. Right hand followed by the left, knees back to where they started. And then tuck the toes. We're going to guide the hips up and back. Find our downward facing dog. When we get there, it's so common to find that running man, that pedal out through the feet. So if that's natural, you can just let that happen. But we are going to find a little more of a different stretch here. So once you've done with that little pedal out through the feet, you've got space between them. Hip width distance apart, maybe a fraction wider. Then inhale, we'll lift the heels high. Exhale, roll both heels to the left. So resting on the outside edge of the left foot, the inside edge of the right. And then keep pushing the hips up and back, maybe bend into the knees, and breathe into the right hand side of your body here. And gently coming back through center. Inhale, we'll lift the heels high again. Exhale, we'll send them off to the right. Push the hips back, bend the knees, breathing into the left-hand side of the body. And returning back to center. Shuffle left foot to the center of the mat. Inhale, right leg will rise nice and high. If we can here, roll that right hip open, bend into the knee, and see if your left heel can descend towards the mat as that right knee ascends towards the ceiling. And keep pushing back through both hands. See if that left leg will straighten just a little more. Then on the next inhale, left heel will rise. Right knee will tap the back of the right arm. So roll forward, look towards your right hand. Once that knee taps the arm, see if your right foot can land just outside your right hand as you drop the left knee down onto the earth. We'll come onto the fingertips. Keep the left toes tucked under. If you can, just pull your chest forwards through your arms. Lift your gaze. Take a breath. And exhale to guide your hips back and straighten your right leg any amount, whatever feels comfortable for you right now. Maybe those right toes can lift up and off the mat as well there. Then inhale, rebend into the lunge. Exhale, guide the hips back, straighten the leg. Inhale forward into your lunge. Exhale, guide the hips back. We'll come back to our lunge. If we can, push the right palm flat inside the right foot. Right arm presses against the leg. We reach the left arm up. Find that opening across the chest. Look up towards the left thumb. Full breath here. And then exhale, left hand will circle down to the mat. Right arm will reach up towards the sky this time. Look up towards your right thumb. So you can stay here in this gentle twist, or if there's more space, reach your right arm towards the back of the room. Maybe bend up your left knee to catch hold of the top of your left foot. Working to peel the right shoulder back and squeeze the left heel in towards the butt. Now, I tried to say left foot there. I'm not quite sure if that came out or if I said a different word, but it's definitely your left foot that we're trying to catch hold of here. Just leaning forward a fraction, keep peeling that right shoulder back. Squeeze that heel in as much or as little as you like. Final breath. And gently release the left foot, tuck the toes under again, send the hips back, straighten through that right leg. So the right leg's a little wider than the arms here. That's completely fine. You can use your fingertips here for support. Inhale, the chest will rise. Exhale, bend the elbows to lower any amount. 2 more times. Last one. And gently lifting the chest, we'll rebend that right knee. As your back toes are already tucked, we'll just hover the back knee off the earth and step your left foot up wider than your left hand, setting your hips down low, finding Malasana, that yogic squat. So the idea in this morning's practice is not to move too quick, to enjoy the movement, just explore, feel your way into the body, just to get a deeper understanding of how it is you're feeling today. So if we can, elbows inside the thighs, press the palms together. So palms will push down as thighs move out and chest lifts up. So letting your spine lengthen from crown of head down towards sacrum. Letting your collarbones broaden as the shoulder blades squeeze back towards each other. And take an inhale. And as you exhale, set your hands down to the floor. Work to straighten the legs, parallel the feet as you fold over the thigh. Interlace your fingers here, rest them to the crown, or the back of your head rather, leaning forward. Maybe your elbows fall in towards each other. So you just sway from side to side, bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg. Getting comfortable in the depth of your Uttanasana. Taking yourself back through center. Really ground into the feet, so if you feel a bit wobbly, you may need to bend the knees a little. We're just going to find a gentle bop up and down with the idea of finding a little more elasticity and elongating the spine and the back of the legs a little more. This doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't have to be heroic, just nice and gentle. A little bit of movement forwards and back. And here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down, hands will drop. We'll roll up to stand. Head's the last thing to rise. When we get there, inhale, arms rise above the head, look up. Exhale, pull hands through center, let your arms rest down. So already body is starting to wake up. See if you can find your center here for a moment. Feel the grounding through the feet. Embrace the stillness. When we're ready to move again, Inhale, the arms climb. Exhale, pull through center, fold down. Then inhale, chest will rise halfway, so nice long spine. Then ground your palms, step your left leg back first, followed by the right. We'll find a plank position. Space between the feet so they don't run into each other. Push away from the floor, and then roll both heels to the left. Keep that left shoulder stacked above the left hand, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Lift those hips away from the floor. If there's space, right arm extends to the front of the room. Look underneath your right armpit. Take an inhale. Then exhale, circle right hand down, roll onto the toes, take those hips back, find your downward facing dog. Pause for an inhale. Let it out. And then shuffle your right foot to the center. Inhale, left leg will rise. See if that hip can roll open, then bend the knee, then descend that right heel. Push again through the hands. See if that left knee will rise a little higher. Maybe the right leg can straighten. And then next inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, left knee will tap the back of the left arm, roll forward, and then look towards your left hand. Once that knee finds the back of the arm, you step that foot outside the left hand and drop the back knee down. We'll come onto the fingertips, pull that chest forwards, big breath in. Exhale, guide your hips back, straighten that left leg any amount, play with lifting the toes off the mat. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, take it back. As always, I encourage you to close the eyes where possible to feel into the body a little more. One more time. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, take it back. And we come back to our lunge. Set the left palm flat. Push that left arm against the left leg. Reach the right arm. Looking up towards that right thumb, spreading across the chest. Big breath. Exhale, right hand rests down on the mat. Left arm will reach up to sky. Look up towards that left hand. So stay here in this gentle opening or take it further by reaching back, bending the right knee and catching the right foot. F-O-O-T. Peel that left shoulder back. Maybe you can look back and see the sole of the right foot. And if you're anything like me in a yoga studio, you've probably got some foreign objects on the bottom of the foot. There's always other people's hair, a bit of dust, all that sort of good stuff. It's all a part of the process, being in the yoga studio. Is it weird if I kind of like it? Comment down below if you do too. Take one last breath. And gently release the right foot. Both hands inside that left leg. Tuck the back toes, lean back, straighten that left leg. So again, the foot's a little wider than the hands. That's completely fine. That's what we want it to look like right now. Inhale, chest will rise. Exhale, play with bending the elbows to lower. 2 more times, moving with breath. Inhale to climb. Exhale, lower down. Last one. And slowly we rise back up. Rebend that left knee. Back toes are already tucked, so right knee will rise. We'll step the right foot up wider than the right hand. Lower down that second malasana. This time we'll see if we can take the back of the hands together, letting your fingers point down towards the floor. So again, we are working a little bit of wrist flexion here, just like we did on hands and knees. You can close the fingers and let them open a few times. Maybe dropping your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Just getting a bit of length through right side of the neck. And then rolling chin through the chest. Taking right ear over towards right shoulder. A little length through the left side. And roll back through center. Bring your palms to press together. Push the thighs out. Move the palms down. Lift the chest up. Take a breath. Exhale, hands to the mat, straighten the legs, parallel the feet to fold. Feet a little more narrow this time. Take your hands to the back of your ankles, forearms to the back of your calves, lean into your toes, pull your chin to chest. Now your legs may not be straight, they may not be anywhere near. It doesn't really matter. What we want to find more here in the fold is this connection between the torso and the legs, so maybe bend the knees if that makes that a little more accessible for you. Last breath. And release the legs, roll up to stand. Head's the last thing to rise. When we get there, circle the arms up, full and deep breath in, look up. Exhale, pull through center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold down. Lift that chest up halfway. This time as we step back, we'll go right leg first, followed by the left. Find that plank, lots of space between your feet. And then spin the heels off to right, pull the chest forwards, right shoulder on top of the right wrist, reach the left arm up. So we're on the inside edge of left foot, outside edge of right. We're lifting the hips away from the floor, and if there's space, left arm will reach forwards. Look up. Little bit of strength and stability work. Not here for long, just one last breath. Then exhale, circle the left hand down, roll onto the toes, drop the knees. From here, cross one ankle over the next, send the hips all the way back towards the floor, extend the legs out long in front of you. So once you get here, flex the toes towards your face, pull your shoulders back to lift your chest. So sitting up nice and tall, we'll slide the hands back behind the hips. Roll the shoulder blades back towards each other. And if we can, we'll try this with straight legs. If it doesn't work, you just bend up the knees. So shoulder blades are squeezing back towards each other. Flex the muscles of the thighs. Press into your heels to start with to lift your hips. It doesn't have to be high. This is just the first round. So pull the shoulders back. Feel the legs working, lengthening. If at any point it gets too tough, you want to just bend up the knees. Maybe the hips can lift a little higher there. That's completely your choice. Take a breath. Exhale, we lower down. Nice one. We're going to do that 2 more times, working to get a little higher each side. If the wrists are feeling it, you just turn the fingers out to either side. But if you're happy, fingers face towards the feet, shoulder blades roll back, push through the heels, flex the thighs, inhale, we lift. Working to find a little more height this time. Keep the chin to chest to start with. Maybe look just at eye level or slightly above. Take a breath. Exhale, we lower. Take the back of the hands to the mat for a moment. Give the fingers a chance just to wiggle. And then third and final time, if you're working with straight legs, we are going to work to point the toes and ground all 10 toes onto the floor. Now this is super challenging, I know it is for me. So we'll see how we go. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, stick with pressing the heels down, or of course, bend up the knees. The choice is yours. Set those hands down. Roll those shoulders back. Make sure those legs are engaged. Then on the inhale, we lift. Point the toes. Press all 10 toes into the mat. Keep rolling the shoulder blades back. Keep that gaze just at eye level, maybe slightly above. Make sure those legs are active. Push down through the inner part of your palm. And then maybe gaze up to the ceiling. And you're here just for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently we lower. Flex the toes towards you. Reach your arms up. Take a breath. And exhale, diving over the thighs. We finish Paschimottanasana. As much bend in the knees as you need. As much flex in the feet as you need. And I want you to take the hands wherever they're comfortable and allow your shoulder blades to roll down the back, your collarbones to broaden forward towards your toes. And then drop the chin towards the chest. Take an inhale. Two more breaths. Last one. And slowly bringing yourself up towards the seat. Take a gentle twist just to finish off. So left leg will stay. Bend up the right knee. Let it rest outside your left thigh. Working to set the foot flat and keep the knee lifting up towards the ceiling. Left arm's going to wrap around that right leg. You're going to reach your right arm back behind you. Look back towards that right thumb. Then set your fingertips down. Peel the right shoulder blade back. See if you can lift and broaden that chest towards the right-hand side of the room just a little more. Take an inhale. Let it out. And as we come back through center, little counter twist to other side. So right elbow is going to rest inside the right thigh. Reach your left arm back. Set the fingers behind you, and then peel your left shoulder back. So you're pushing that right elbow to the inside of the right thigh as you try and draw the right knee in towards that elbow. And then as we come back to center, we swap our legs. So right leg will extend, bend up the left knee, set the left foot down, working to get the foot flat, keeping that left knee lifting up. Right hand will wrap around, reach the left arm all the way back behind you, set the fingertips down, peel that left shoulder back and lift the chest. Gently unraveling. Counter twist. Left elbow inside the left thigh. Reach that right arm back. Set the fingers behind you and just find that counter action to really find as much rotation through the spine as we can in both directions. And gently bringing your way back to center. Just find a cross-legged seat. So finding the longest spine you can, letting your hands rest wherever they're comfortable. Taking a moment just to close your eyes. You should always try and find a sense of gratitude. First and foremost, to yourself. After all, you're the one who decided to click on this video. You're the one who carved the time out of your busy day to move through your body, explore on your mat, connect a little deeper to your breath. So as you are grateful towards yourself, I, as a teacher, am most certainly grateful that you're here. So from me to you, with respect and thanks, I want to thank you so much for carving this time out of your day. Hopefully this practice gives you a little more freedom throughout the body. A great way to start the day. Keep you a little more connected. As always, thank you so much for being here. Any questions, leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you again soon. Peace.